I'm muted. I love that for me. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. How are y'all doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I did some makeup today and I blacked out when I was doing makeup, eyeliner, all of it. Yeah, anyways. Hi, friends. This is going to be a wild ride. I also, just FYI, have turned on slow mode so that the moderators can get to messages a little bit easier. And also I get to interact a little easier. So, because I don't want to miss anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you guys for the compliments. What's everybody been doing today? I had pulling a JJ. JJ, we miss you. But I hope you're living your life today, friend, as I know you are. Linda, you're painting. I love that. I put a members only poll up today, and there were two options. One, Young Living, or two, it was Amari. And so the members, shout out to all of you guys, picked Young Living. This is a video that was sent to me, and it is... I've not watched it, just the title. I was like, this is going to be great. It's all about how to rebuild a leg. Now, what does that mean? Typically, when you have to rebuild a leg in multi-level marketing, it's because you have had a substantial part of that leg, that downline, leave, which we're seeing. A bunch of people are leaving from Velavita and they're going over to Q Sciences. More to come on that, friends. Yeah, we're seeing people leave Optavia and go over to Modere. Video coming on that too, my friends, very soon. Oh man, it's wild. Yeah, leg building. I know DC, I know this whole time you're gonna be like, oh my God, DC was in Young Living, in case you guys don't know. And if you were in Young Living, feel free to let me know in the chat. I'm sure I will have questions, because I have questions every time I do a live reaction on any company. And so it's kind of cool that you guys can help me fill in the gaps, and we are educating together. And I love that so much. If you have not already, like the stream, please, if you would, thank you. And double check to make sure that you're subscribed, because here recently I've had several people say, hey, I was subscribed to your channel. And even if you think you are, just take a second, double check. What's up, Clown Town? Guys, go follow and go subscribe to Val and Gus. Daisy B has a rockin' channel. Who else on here has channels? DC. I was working through DC's live stream from earlier today. DC, are you going live again tonight? I know you said you were thinking about it. Also, I'm having coffee because leg day just takes it out of me, y'all. Let me see if I missed anybody else that has a channel. If you have a channel, feel free to comment. Yeah, also check that you're in live chat mode. Yes, very important. And yeah, it's good to see you guys. I took the last couple days off, although I still put 3 videos out. This is the 4th video for this week. So, you know, it's all good. But I just needed a minute. I was tired, and, you know, we rest over here. You know, that's what we do when we need it. So yeah, go follow the Clown Town. They're amazing. Val and Gus are amazing. Avery Joe, thank you for putting everybody's channels, the link to their channels. I appreciate that so much. Leg day 2 weeks ago has just healed. I get it. I get it. I get it. So I slept amazing last night, and I woke up and I was like, do I want to go to the gym? Yes, I want to go to the gym. Do I want to go live? Yes, I want to go live. So here we are. And, you know, we need to rest. I also have slow chat mode on, in case you're like, wait a second. And it's just so I can interact with everybody. And it also makes moderating, in the event that moderating needs to happen, it makes it a little bit easier on my moderators. So thank you guys for that. So I don't want to miss anything. Anyways, If you're brand new to my channel, my name is Erin Bees. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. This is going to be a tactic video, as I really do feel like a lot of the videos that I feature are tactic videos. DC, thank you for this. I appreciate the super chat. DC says, we had a leg wiped out in January 2020. When someone in my upline, her top leg person stopped ordering. So that leg became dead and she ghosted everyone. So the line couldn't be moved either. So there's that. And, this happens when people join other companies. This happens just like DC said here, you know, people just stop ordering. It's rough, man. And the whole basis of this video, or my commentary around this video, is they talk about how, and when I say they, I mean multi-level marketing leaders, they talk about how, no, just get in where you fit in. You know, and we'll meet you where you're at, and we'll love you where you're at. We've heard that, you know, and that's just not the case. That's the basis, in my opinion, on the love bombing and the gifts and all of that stuff, you know, the shout outs and all of that stuff. And it's like, as soon as you stop doing what they want you to do, you turn off the auto ship, you stop ordering, you know, you decide to take a step back because God forbid you have something going on in your life and you need to step away, and, you know, those types of things. They also typically withdraw their affections, if you will. That's what I'm going to call it. So, yeah, they're in the people business, all right. Not the kind that they want you to think, though. You know, the numbers matter. The individuals that are ordering the products matter. If they go somewhere else, they stop ordering. Just like DC said, she went from making $5K a month to less than $2K. So they can act like, oh, well, you know, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. And it does impact their paycheck. And that's why, in my opinion, we see a lot of the behavior that we do when people leave that company. You know, they villainize the old company. The old team villainizes the person. It's this huge dramatic thing. We're getting ready to see it with Velovita. Actually several companies. I'll just leave it at that. Also, Jamie, thank you for this. I appreciate you. I so need this tonight. My mom dropped my niece off and said she can't keep her anymore. And I'm a single mom of 2 already stressed. We're sending you so much love and strength, Jamie, and squeeze those babies for us. Right now, I'm a prime person. They would come after. A good thing I have all of you creators who have educated me. Yeah, Jamie. Yes. And thank you for the super chat. You don't have to do that. Just commenting and interacting and liking the stream. And if you feel comfortable sharing it out is a huge deal. And I appreciate the support. I just appreciate you guys being here. Okay, so we're going to get started. I feel like that was a very long intro. But, you know, I just had stuff I wanted to say. So I have not watched this video prior. I just saw the name of it. And by the way, this was sent to me. So again, shout out to the person that sent this to me. I appreciate you guys so much. I keep everybody anonymous unless you tell me otherwise. And that's for your protection. Okay. So again, thank you to the person that sent this to me. This is 3 of the Young Living leaders. And they're going to teach us how to rebuild a leg. So I hope you have a snack. I hope you have a drink, because I have this feeling that we're probably going to need it. So here we go. Oh, and also, I'm not responsible for my facial expressions. Okay, it is what it is.
Hi, guys. Just making sure that we got this going okay. Can you guys see it on your end? Okay. Hello, hello. We are back again for our 4th call, our final call in this little January series. And tonight we're going to be talking about rebuilding a leg.
Just me, or do they already look not comfortable, not happy. I don't know. You can fill in the adjective that you want there, but
about just building a leg, because it's going to apply to building and rebuilding, but also about rebuilding, because I know that a lot of us are in a season of rebuilding or even just re-entering the business again. So we wanted to start by just acknowledging, let's all raise our hand if we're rebuilding a leg right now.
Oh,
okay. So we want to start with, you guys are not alone. Like, please know, no matter what rank we are at or how long we have been doing this business, your leaders, us, your crossline friends, people in your upline are also in the same situation as you.
Look at her putting on her essential oils. Now, listen, I'm a fan of like aromatherapy essential oils, but you know, when you're saying things like frankincense has a 30%, I don't even know how she worded it. When you're making, let me back up. When you're saying that essential oils are going to cure something, you can't say that. You can't say that at all. However, I'm a fan of essential oils when it comes to aromatherapy and making a room smell good and stuff like that. But making medical and health claims, interesting. Also, I wonder what oil she's putting on going into this video, this Zoom.
In rebuilding a leg. In the past year, there have been lots of changes to all of our organizations. But even just over time, things are going to shift and change. The order of your legs, the legs that qualify you for your rank are going to shift and change. We're building and we're building again. And tonight we're going to specifically talk about when you're looking at a situation where you are recognizing like, this is a spot where I'm going to have to really dig deep and go back in and rebuild. What does that look like? What does that look like now, guys, in 2023?
Listen, when Brandy comes into the chat and she says, lick the stream, I need y'all to lick the stream. Okay. Brandy gets a little out of hand. We love her for that. No, just kidding. But lick the stream. Brandy, I know you're laughing at that.
Because we were just chatting before we started, it looks different than it would have looked like if the three of us were having this conversation 3 years ago. And so, you know, the first thing I'm going to start off with sharing is getting back to enrollments. I think a lot of us have felt pulled back in our own personal sharing. And we talked about that on some of the first calls. And so us just being bold again, us being consistent again with the invite, with networking again, with meeting new people, with classes. A huge part of you rebuilding a leg is going to be education. Because oftentimes when you're rebuilding a leg, there may have been a leader who left or a leader who was absent. And so you don't know like how much exposure these people have to oils and products from Young Living. You don't know if there's regular education happening. You don't know where they're plugged in, if they're plugged in at all.
Do you guys see those shelves behind the gal with the beanie, which by the way, we love a good beanie, and those shelves are super cute, but not being filled with essential oils. Can you guys see all of the bottles? Yikes.
Probably any and every situation you guys can think of rebuilding a leg, us leaders have walked through. You know, we've had leaders who have left. We've had leaders who have chosen to pursue something else.
DC coming in with facts already. Absent equals stopped ordering 100 PV to activate the leg. So it's a dead leg. Kind of like how the olive tree people say dead water. I don't think that's how that works, olive tree people. By the way, did you guys see I put it in my stories, but apparently the olive tree people like to say, hey, listen, Starbucks has a new drink that has olive oil. Yeah, and everybody is like pooping their pants from it. So maybe use a different source, if you will, olive tree people. Also, shout out to Mary.
We have had all different situations. And so I think that if you're walking through that right now, know that you're not alone in that. And I think it's okay to like, and important, you know, I have had a couple key leaders leave the business for different reasons. And it's okay to acknowledge the elephant in the room and keep it professional and positive, but also like swoop in there. You know, if someone has made
keep it professional and positive. I mean, I agree with keeping it professional. But you know, when things happen in any business, it's okay to vent. When things happen in your life, it's okay to vent. It's okay to express human emotions throughout this human experience. That's okay to do. And MLMs are the only times, in my opinion, that we see such toxic positivity. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to experience all of those emotions, especially when you're in sales, especially. It's just crazy to me how they're like, oh, well, you know, keep it positive. Keep it positive. Well, you know, things suck sometimes, and that's okay.
a public announcement that they're no longer doing this business and they're a leader on your team, like it's okay to gather those people on a Zoom call or in person if you're in person with them and say, hey, we know so-and-so has chosen something else. I just want to extend myself to you and say, I'm here to support you if you guys have questions. You can.
Yeah, because you have to, because you're trying to resuscitate that leg. And when I say it like that, it's because these people joined under the previous leader. And if that leader is somebody that's going to another company, they're probably going to follow that leader. That's just how it goes. A lot of these agreements that are put into place by these MLM companies, that's allowed technically to bring your first level, the people you personally recruited. Cross recruiting is when you typically, not in all cases, but when you are recruiting people that are in your second or your third level or on a whole different team, that's considered cross recruiting. So they have to get in there and try and develop quick relationships with these people because their checks depend on it.
Do that in a positive and professional way without gossiping, without having to focus on the negative. And I've had to do that many times and just extend myself and say, you know, I know you a little bit, but here I want to get to know you more. I know, you know, someone is no longer pursuing this, but that doesn't mean you're not still part of this team. Because I think in network marketing, there is like, especially for just customers or people who aren't pursuing the business, there isn't a huge understanding of like the team or the structure or what it means if someone leaves the business, right? And so it's our job to just...
You know, Chelsea, that's a great question. I'm not really sure because this was sent to me. So I don't know if they just recorded this and put it out to their team or posted it publicly. I have no idea, but the sound seems to be a little bit, you know, seems to be decent. And we only have the 3 of them, so not really sure.
Extend that and keep the door open for those people to join in on whatever it is that we have going on. As you are getting back into networking, you're going to be focused on classes. I was just talking with Casey this morning and we were talking a lot about Zoom classes, in-person classes. If you guys go back into Business Collective, there is a link to Ashley Stock's Zoom call she did with Young Living, and she goes through an in-person class outline that I think is really excellent and on point for the way that people are growing in person right now. I would encourage you to go look at that and to think about the ways that you can reach people right now in your community, in your home, your friends, your family, and going back to what you might have done when you first started this business years ago. Any script?
This sounds like they are completely having to start over. I don't know who these people are. I know their names are listed on the Zoom. I don't know who these people are. I don't have to know who these people are. It's the same song and dance that we see from other MLM leaders and in MLM companies. People leave. There's cross recruiting. There's lives where they're talking about, you know, the previous company was terrible. The previous leadership was terrible. But now all of a sudden we have systems and everybody's winning over here. And it's this whole cycle. We see it every single time. I know you guys do too. It's wild. So anyways, I don't know these people and I don't have to. They're talking to their teams about rebuilding because it sounds like a substantial amount of team members have left their team, which, by the way, if that is you and you got out of multi-level marketing and you got away from Young Living and you didn't join another MLM company, that is amazing. And we love that. We love that so much. Don't fall for another MLM. Stay away from it. Don't join. It's not going to be different. The grass is not greener on the other side. It's the same thing. You're going to get dopamine hits from all of the welcome comments on the welcome post for your leader that's welcome you to the next company. It's the same thing over and over again. You just maybe forgot if you were in Young Living on this team or whatever for many years. You just forgot, but it's the same thing.
Do we have any graphics? We have anything we've ever discussed in our business group and our education group are yours for the taking to use and make your own and to share in a way that feels right and authentic to you and to your friends and your family and your following. If you are in a situation where you're rebuilding, think about how you can educate in a fun way that's going to connect and build community. Maybe that is inviting local people over to your house. Maybe that is doing a schedule of classes where, February is coming up. We always love to do like a love month and do intimacy and oils, a cozy home, whatever.
I'm sorry, intimacy and oils? I'm going to need you to stay out of people's intimacy with your oils. It's none of your business. Oh my God.
Might generate conversation in February. Happy mail, mailing things out. People still love getting mail. I still love getting mail. Like getting something in the mail feels good. It's another way to connect with people, especially with a lot of people not tuning into Facebook groups or the online community as much as they have before. I think that it's important to look.
Stop it right now. First of all, I just learned recently from a creator chat that they put essential oils in their bums. Did y'all know that? Because I can't. And now Val and Gus are telling us that they use them as lube. I can't.
Look at where there are gaps and holes in our organization. You can do that pretty quickly by just opening up your virtual office and looking in there and seeing, like, really dive in there and see where is there an absent leader, or where is there a gap where I know that probably not a lot of communication is happening. There are lots of ways to just extend yourself and to reach out and be personal and just say, hey, I'm here for you. I think email lists and emails are a great way to just get into people's inbox and have them connect with you, have them click over and join into a group if you have a group, or have them join into a thread if you have a thread going on. There are also going to be times where you just don't hear back from people, and that's okay too. Like, the amount of messages I have not received back from reaching out to people is probably more sometimes in certain areas.
In certain areas or in all areas, because people are now understanding how people in MLM market and cold message. I like how she tried to put a toxic positivity type spin on that. I probably get a lot of people that don't respond. Yeah, maybe you should ask yourself why. Why would people read your message and not look at it? Why would people block you when you continuously message them? Because they don't want what you are offering. And you're cold messaging people. Bob Bikini says, I'm confiscating their oils. I cannot believe. Jenny, same. I wish that they could have seen my face in this chat where I learned about this today, because it was a wild times. Please don't do that, you guys. Okay, I know you guys wouldn't do that, but like, I don't think that that's okay. Also, this email's great to use to contact people. Okay, thanks. 1999. Yeah. How many of you just we'll do a quick little fun thing in the comments. How many of you actually look at your email and go, you know what? This is a great email. This is a great email. I'm going to join the group from the email because that's all she's talking about. Probably not very many of you. Oh, Lord. Also, like the stream. Okay, let's keep going.
And that's okay. But like, I think it feels good to know.
Okay. First of all, can we talk about this? We talk about bodily functions here, right? It's fine. Would the oil trap the fart in? I don't know, but I definitely do not want to find out. No.
Like I did my best. I dug deep here. I looked, and I think it's important too to look and see who is still in those legs or that leg, who is a brand partner. You'll see the differentiation in the virtual office, because also you really never know. You really never know if there is someone deep down in your level 5 or somewhere that just got lost in the mix, especially if you've been doing this for a while, that you just never got to know personally, or that area wasn't a key area for you to focus in because there was at one time someone there that was taking good care of those people. And now that person is no longer pursuing this. And I think sometimes that's like some of the beautiful surprises in this business is when you reach out to someone and they're like, yeah, I am super interested. And you guys,
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on the bodily function situation. What did she say? Sometimes you'll be pleasantly surprised. Probably not if you're putting essential oils in your butt. That's probably not going to be a pleasant surprise by any means. It's giving the olive oil drinks from Starbucks. No, thank you. This takes never trusting a fart to a whole nother level. And yeah, I said it. And I know y'all are laughing.
Can hit it off and you can bring a new, fresh perspective to them as a leader. So many times I have connected with people in my downline over the past almost 7 years who I never knew before this business, who weren't my personal enrollment. And it was only because either I reached out to them personally or they reached out to me personally. And we would have not had that one-on-one connection without that. And so pull some reports, look at who is on loyalty rewards in those places, who is a brand partner in those.
Yeah, because you're only going to want to reach out to people that you can make money off of, that have, their auto ship on, their loyalty rewards program, that are consistently ordering. Those are only the people that you want to reach out to, because those are the people that you're going to make money on, so.
Those places. Could you do a small group brand partner course or class, or just call for those people? Could you do a intro to oils class for those people who are newer in that leg? There are so many creative ways where you can just take it and run with it, and just love on those people. Really, it's going to just be and come down to seeing those people, communicating with those people, and seeing where you can pick up the pieces and where you can kind of fill in the gaps with them. That being said, and I know Lace and Amanda are probably going to touch on this too, I think there is a time and a place, and I'll let them expand on that, where you can, in terms of strategic placement and in terms of business growth and recognizing something as a qualifying leg for you, there is a time and place when you need to shift your.
Friends, I need your help real quick. Okay, there are 220 of you watching currently and only 136 likes. Can you just take a second? I'll wait. Just X out of the chat real quick. Click the thumbs up button. Come back. Let me know in the chat that you liked it. I appreciate you guys. It is very important. And I'm sure maybe there's people watching from their team, maybe. I don't know. Watching from Young Living. Hello, everybody. Glad you're here. I don't know, but like the stream. Okay. Appreciate you.
Focus. And when we talk about that tonight, that doesn't mean we're like abandoning ship of educating or loving that part of our team. That would mean like strategy wise, we're going to be looking at a different part of our organization, a different leg in our organization to be the leg that we're focusing on to strategically place our new enrollments, to really mentor if the work that we're doing and the connection that we're trying to create in a spot just isn't happening. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Lacey.
Did she say anything at all? Like for real? If this were a training, would you even have anything written down? Because I'm going to say probably not. Other than reach down in your organization, see who has an auto ship turned on or the loyalty rewards program. See who's ordering product, reach out to them. You never know, but don't reach out to anybody else in the organization that doesn't have an auto ship on. Wow, that's fascinating. Let's see if the next speaker is going to have anything anything that we could write down as notes if we were really at a business training.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm trying not to get fired up over here. I promised Danielle I would keep it professional. So
what do you have to get fired up about? Did you lose a bunch of people to your team and now your paycheck is impacted and so you're pissed off and you're trying not to be snarky? I'm just asking for my friends. That's all. Because I bet that's what it is. Also, this is an unfortunate pause. I am sorry that this happened to the gal in the beanie. I apologize. Not intentional.
If you really want to talk, y'all can message me after this. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So first off, hello, happy Monday. I have loved this series so much. Like Monday nights have become my favorite. And I think there's just something about, like Danielle said, just like getting back into the basics and getting into what we started. One of my favorite crossline buddies is here right now, Cheyenne, and she's completely crossline. She's not even in our greater team. And we have just like spent this past few days just working and creating and inspiring. And like today was just a total work day. We did so much. And she mentioned earlier that we were talking about Amanda specifically, and she's like, I would have loved to see Amanda like back in the day when she started this and she was building this up. And like, we were just talking about like what a weird time it is that like for us, maybe you guys are looking at leaders of, for inspiration.
The word salad is a lot on this. Yeah. Also, I love this comment or question. Is Young Living still operating at a loss? We would love to know. Could that be why people are leaving? Could be. That very well could be.
And it's almost that thing is like, man, we really can't tell you what to do because we're kind of all back here, like figuring this out together. And I think that's really special. And so that's what I said to her today. I was like, there's no one truly to like look to, not in a bad way. Like we all have to just figure it out. And so I think that's just been really cool this month, is just kind of like all eating a huge slice of like humble pie and be like, man, like we're doing this together. We're like on the same level, it feels, for so many reasons. So
you're on the same level. So are you making the same income the rest of your team is making? Probably not. That's probably why you're so upset. And doing a training on how to rebuild a leg because you're losing people and it's impacting your paycheck. That's probably why you said, I told her I would be on my best behavior, but if you want to talk, message me after. Just kidding. You weren't kidding. Like, we know that,
Basically ditto to everything Danielle said. This business is all about communication. This business is all about
recruiting. Just wanted to fill in that, like if we had their notes, they provided notes and it was like fill in the blank. I just wanted to fill in that blank for all of us. You guys can write that down.
Like relationships, and relationships are hard. And what I've definitely noticed as my team has grown,
relationships are hard if you have a hidden agenda. If you're trying to recruit everybody, if you're trying to gain customers with every interaction, whether it's on social media or in person, yeah, relationships are hard. But if you're just trying to get to know somebody without a hidden agenda, it's not that difficult. You just slowly get to know them over time because you're not trying to bait and switch them with the relationship. Saying the quiet parts out loud, I see. Oof.
And my team grew very rapidly in a matter of a couple of years. That can be daunting, and that can be really exhausting because even today, like you guys, I have this girl, and I am like so close to dream calling her. I'm so close. But I was just even telling Cheyenne.
Did she say dream calling? Is that what she just said? Did y'all hear that? I don't want to rewind it because I'll mess up everything like I normally do when I accidentally back it up or whatever. Also, I love this comment so much. Wait, sorry, that one. I love that comment too. Transactional relationships are the hardest to maintain. Yeah, because we have to be sneaky and act like you actually care about the person, that you actually really do love them, like their family, and then they turn off their loyalty rewards program, you stop messaging them, or they leave the company, they get out of MLM, so they join another MLM, and you unfriend them and you unblock them. Yeah, that would be hard to maintain. Yeah, it did sound like she said dream calling. To me, that sounds like chicken list type stuff. You know, this person, they're so good on social media. They would be so amazing. There's somebody that is about all natural stuff and organic and crunchy. And I'm, you know what I'm doing. You know, and she, they, he, whatever would be so good at this. And I'm really, really wanting to call them, but I'm kind of scared because what if they say no? I feel like that's what dream calling is. I could be wrong. Yeah, I can't back it up. But DC answered. Dream list is the people you would have on your team if you could choose anyone without anything standing in the way. Yeah, so it's kind of like a chicken list. Somebody that you want to present the opportunity, but you're kind of scared for whatever reason. So, wow. Thanks, DC. Interesting how they call it something different, but it's the same thing that we hear from other companies. Weird.
And I'm like, it's just a fine little dance of like, we don't have the connection just yet, but I know, because I've seen it time and time again, that if I don't ask her, you guys, someone else will, because I've seen this happen. I've seen people that I've connected with on social media or even in real life. And I'm like, you know, building up the courage, and I want to make sure I don't sound skeezy, and I want the right words, and it needs to be the right. And then they have a diffuser in their next reel. And I'm like, Fred, where did you get that? And they're like, oh, so-and-so, told me to buy it last month.
No, you know where they got it from? Probably like Target, Walmart, Amazon, something along those lines. That's probably where they got it from.
And so time and time again, I said this in the beginning, and I'm gonna keep saying it, like, if you don't ask them into this, somebody else will. And it might be me. So hurry up. But that's the reality of it.
And it might be me. So hurry up. That's cute. Imagine being on her team. Because I feel like on things like this, we see kind of the tip of the iceberg. And again, based on my own experience as well, what you don't see is what is the most alarming. What happens in person, what happens in private team chats, leadership chats is alarming. Yeah. And I have a feeling that she loses it in team chats. It's just my opinion, just what I'm feeling based on my own experience and what she's saying here. Yeah. Hurry up before I do. What is her name? Lacey. Okay. All right. Hi, Lacey.
It's like, we have to do the big, scary things that maybe during COVID and post-COVID, like we kind of stopped doing. I know for our team specifically, like we grew insanely fast in 2020. And even kind of 2021, we like rode that high. And so we kind of got comfortable. We actually got really comfortable. We, didn't have to do as many drinks
I would love to see your numbers in 2020 versus 2021, because what I'm thinking happened is you probably had a lot of people join in 2020 because of the fear mongering, because of, actively recruiting people that were out of a job, that were scared of losing their job, that were looking for extra income. You probably capitalized on that. But I would venture to say that probably in 2021, that a lot of people left once they got in and figured out, this isn't really what I signed up for, plus all the hidden fees, plus all of the undue influence when it comes to placing orders every single month and all of that. I bet that's what happened. I'd love to see your numbers from 2020 and 2021. That would be fascinating, because I think what you're saying is not actually what happened. I don't know. What do y'all think?
Calls. People were so just desperate and so like eating up everything we said that like we almost got to just take it in. And that's not the reality. When I look back at 2018, when I started my business, and 2019, when I started my business, that's what needs to continue. And I kind of just want to pause and skip over 2020 and 21. And even though like, yeah, there was some in 2022, we definitely want to skip over that. I keep thinking it's 2022. My brain cannot.
Why do we need to skip over 2022? Because that's when the video of Mary Young popped up saying that they're operating in a loss. Is that why you want to skip over 2022? I don't know. Could be. Who knows?
Cannot. How are we at? I don't even know. And so, yeah, like even
how are we at? Exactly. We're probably all thinking the same thing, maybe a little different than what she's thinking, but we're all thinking, how are they still operating? Kind of like, how is Lovewink still operating? I don't understand. I see their numbers, and when you have in the top 10, you have people that are doing like 2,000 in volume for the entire company. Are you kidding? Lovewinks, how are y'all still operating? Are y'all okay? Maybe we should check on them.
Like looking back, you guys, I look back at like my archives of like my old stories, and I'm like, why don't I do more of that? Of just simply like putting on oils. Like if you're drinking Ningxia, why are you not hitting record? Why are you not just like, and we get into our heads and we tell each other tell ourselves these lies that are just like not true. And so I want to encourage you.
Oh, JLW is live. I love that for her on all of the platforms. That's wonderful. Wonderful. I do want to say that her response to somebody that sent her a very compassionate message as a breast cancer survivor saying, I'm concerned, and then her just reaching out, and not reaching out, but like responding in her stories and being, in my opinion, a horrible human being and flipping her off, I think is disgusting. That's really gross. Really gross. Also, anti-MLM put up a TikTok earlier, and I do want to mention it because it has everything to do, carbonation, everything to do with what I just said. And she brought up an interesting perspective, and she said, so allegedly, Jessie Lee is saying that she's getting death threats and all kinds of crazy messages. You would think that if that were happening, and again, just my opinion, you guys let me know what you think, for her to clap back at somebody that's sending her a kind, compassionate message, you would think that she would have that same kind of energy when it comes to somebody, saying horrible things that she should pass away or whatever, which I don't agree with. That's terrible. If that's happening, absolutely horrible. But why is the energy so aggressive when it comes to somebody sending a compassionate, kind message saying, I'm genuinely concerned about you? But you're not going to have that same vile energy when it comes to somebody saying they wish you would die or whatever, however she worded that. Why is that so different? You would think that it would be the opposite. Somebody that's saying terrible things, you would come out swinging. I think most people would. But to come out swinging to somebody that was saying something kind and compassionate, being a nurse and a cancer survivor, you would think she'd be like, oh, well, that's, thank you for that. And I don't know, it just doesn't really make any sense. I'm sorry, what? Who is? Oh my God. Right? You knew. Anti-Lushy. I'm sorry. Is Jessie Lee is doing a coffee enema? What in the world? Yeah, also this. She did that, and yet she complained about the way people treat her in the comments. Right. Yeah. Oh, she's doing coffee enemas every day. I just don't know anymore. Her inner circle should be ashamed of themselves, in my opinion. They should be ashamed of themselves. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. We'll save that for another video.
You too, just like, if you don't have someone you are connected with in this business that is not a downline, or even maybe upline. I think upline's great too, but like, you need someone that you can like bounce ideas off. Like, I'm gonna keep referring to her because she's right here, but like, these last few days have just been like such a gift when you have someone that is on, like, you're on the same path and you want the same things, and you have.
Okay. I'm putting down my drink. I am really having a hard time understanding why in this scenario she is, and let me just say, I understand that everybody makes their own medical decisions. Let me just also say that that's fantastic. Do what you guys think is best for you. The issue that I have, and I know that several creators have talked about it, I know several creators have talked about it in the comments right now, is the fact that she is a public figure and she is giving this advice and doing these things. And unfortunately, people are going to believe her. People that are facing, or unfortunately will face, the same type of cancer are going to believe the advice that she's giving. And they're not going to listen to the medical professionals. They're not going to listen to the treatments that have been studied to work, to be effective. I'm not saying that everybody that does chemo is going to make it through it. That's not what I'm saying at all. But if you're looking at, well, these haven't been shown to work, but this is shown to work, or these things have been shown to work, and here's the studies behind it, here's the data behind it. If it were me, and again, everybody can make their own decisions, of course, when it comes to, medical decisions and stuff like that. But when you're a public figure, there's a sense of responsibility that you should have for giving advice, whether it's flat out, this is what I'm doing, or doing it in a way that it's undue influence. There's a sense of responsibility. People are going to believe what she is saying. And if you really think about it, people they could die because of that. And that's what gets me heated about this. Fine. You don't want to do chemo. Don't do chemo. Do all of this other stuff. That's fine. Do your thing. But when you're going on publicly and you're villainizing and the medical system, the insurance system, all of that here in the States is not the best. It gets me heated because, I am careful with what I say, and I know other creators are careful of what they say because we don't want to offer advice that could be dangerous. And to see somebody with as large of a following as she has and just throwing that caution to the wind and saying, this is what I'm doing. Now I'm doing coffee enemas. Now I'm juicing every day. Now I'm doing this. Now I'm doing that. And it's like, you're doing everything except, from what it looks like, from what she has told us on social media, everything except listening to the trained professionals with treatment and treatment plans that statistically will and can make an impact, instead of, oh, we're going to try this, we're going to try that. And I don't know, I'm scared for her too. And I'm irritated by it, because why are people around her not saying, listen, I know this may be not the avenue that you want, and maybe they are, and I don't know, But I don't know, just all of that irritates me. The lack of responsibility, in my opinion, the lack of just all of it. I've already said all that. Anyways. Okay, back to Young Living.
Have this mutual like excitement. It's just life-giving. It is incredibly life-giving, you know, to like, hey, help me find a real audio, or hey, does this caption look right? Like, even if they're not sitting in the bed with you while you're on a Zoom call, while they're making an email for their team, like do that. It's just incredible. And so I'm sure you look around and you feel the weight of the loss of insert the blank, maybe a leg, maybe a person, maybe.
Yeah, I saw that. I guess she got her Greek test back. I haven't researched the Greek test or any of that stuff, so I can't really speak on that. But apparently, and I know DC, like we were chatting about this in one of the chats, and so DC, feel free to correct me if I misstate or whatnot. But apparently, in her story, she was talking about frankincense being like 30% effective to her type of cancer, or the type of cancer. I think she corrected herself or whatever. And I think that that's very dangerous, because it's not something, correct me if I'm wrong, DC here. I can feel you typing. It's not something that has been shown to be effective for cancer topically or even ingested, which please don't ingest your essential oils. Please don't do that. And so for her to be saying that, yeah, paging Julie Joe, we need to shut your mouth a word. Exactly. To say that in her stories and then be rubbing it all over her body. And who knows if the frankincense, like how long has it been there? Is it expired? Who knows? You know, she's just finding these things of essential oils, and it's just, all of it is so dangerous. It's all so dangerous to the people that are watching. And also, like, I don't want Jessie Lee to die. I know you guys don't want her to die, you know, and it's just really frustrating to watch it, you know, just really frustrating. Yeah, correct. A topical application or internal application doesn't, I think you meant to say doesn't do shit. And Young Living says you cannot make structure function claims about this stuff. Yeah.
OGV, maybe a paycheck, maybe a rank, maybe all the above. Welcome to the call. And you're not alone in that. So I think once you kind of realize like, hey, it's going to be okay. Like we've been talking, if you've not caught up on this little series, please do. It's been so good. But like we've talked all month, like, you know, we are not defined by our rank. We are not defined by our paycheck. On the other side of this, we are here to grow a business.
We're not defined, but we're going to do a whole training on how to rebuild a leg because people left and we're pissed off about it and snarky about it. Sorry, Snark Crew. And it's showing, and we're going to put a smile on our face, but we're going to say really offensive things at times or have moments of really offensive things, but we're smiling and then we're putting LOL at the end of it. So it's not so offensive. Come on.
We do want to empower people. We believe in our products. I think at this point, we all believe in our products. You know, why would
I definitely would love that live that Jessie Lee is doing, talking about coffee enemas. Please and thank you.
we be here? We have such an incredible thing to offer. No one has Ningxia. No one has Idaho Blue Spruce. No one has Valor. Like those three things I could not live without. And once you are truly passionate about that, that's just gonna like spill over.
Thank you.
And so for me, what rebuilding a leg looks like first is seeing where you are focused on. I know maybe if you feel like everyone's gone, you're like, I just need to rebuild everywhere. Well, look where you are rank wise, and see what leg maybe, you know, is falling more or what needs the most love. For me, I have this one specific leg that I built on my own. I built it to what it is, and it hasn't been taken care of, and people have taken a step back, and that's fine.
Well, I mean, whose fault is that? You built it on your own. You made it a point to say that. And then in the next sentence, it hasn't really been taken care of. Whose fault is that? You built it on your own, right? You're not taking care of it? Oh, but you were collecting the checks. Yeah, that tracks.
First off, like Danielle said, have the conversation. Like, don't beat around the bush. It is incredibly hard to send a text, DM, phone call, whatever, and say, hey, I just want to check in. I feel like you've taken a step back. It's totally okay. You know, I'm a red 8. So I'm like adding all this fluff. You're beautiful. You're kind. I respect you. I love you. You're doing great. I wish you well. This journey's cool for you. But also,
and none of that is genuine. I can't believe she just said that on the street. None of that is genuine. Your team is watching this and looking at, well, she just sent me a message saying that I'm kind and, you know, I'm doing a great job. And wait, but then she's telling me, wait a second. And they're going to put 2 and 2 together. If you're in these people's downlines, please get out of Young Living. Please don't join another MLM, because I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the same thing over and over and over again. These people are only in it, even though they try to say, listen, we're doing this together. It's the community. We're all winning over here. We know that that's not the case because of the business model. The only people winning, and it doesn't sound like they're winning, you know, according to the title of this Zoom and what they're talking about here, it doesn't really sound like they're winning, but think about that. Think about what they're saying and how they've treated you. What are some of the messages that you've received from them? They're in the people business, but it's not in the way that they want you to think. The way that people in MLM say we're in the people business is they want you to think that, oh, it's personal develop with a comp plan. Well, you don't get paid to personally develop. You get paid to recruit and you get paid to sell a product. So when I say, oh yeah, they're in the people business, yeah, it's because recruiting is how a lot of these people in MLMs make money off of other people. And then when they leave, we have this kind of reaction. Imagine what these people are like behind the scenes when they had legs leave. Imagine. Just wild.
So just like, I also need to get to the point, like, what are we doing here? Because at the end of the day,
Birdie, this comment, I should have titled this live, this right here. Is there a Young Living oil called Desperation? Because it smells just like this call. Yes, Birdie, this is my favorite comment from this live so far.
It is a business and people have to respect you for that. And so that is the, you know, that's how I present to people is like, hey, at the end of the day, I love.
Do you want me to play that on here, DC? Let me know if not.
Love you, but I am building a business and I am in this for the long haul. And I would just really appreciate some honesty and transparency. And there is no wrong answer. I just need an answer, because if you're telling me like, I'm done for good, I have no whatever, versus like, it's just a season. Like, on that note too, if someone does.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this from DC. She said I could. So let me know if you guys can hear it.
When she's saying she built that leg herself, it means her other legs were probably built by her upline. And when you stack a leg for someone, you transfer the responsibility of taking care of those people to the person ordering monthly. And so it's really twisty to explain.
But, I love that.
It's basically a gift to get stacked into, and you have to promise to take care of the people that are stacked underneath you.
That makes sense. Thank you, DC. I appreciate that.
Give you the season I'm in, ask for more clarity, because I feel like that's kind of our new like sugarcoat answer. Like, it's not the season that I'm in. What does that mean? Are you in or?
Didn't they say at the beginning of this, you might be in a season of having to rebuild. You might be in a season of having to rebuild a specific leg. But now, what does that even mean? Did they talk before they did this Zoom? Because they're contradicting one another. It's crazy.
are you out? And so to me, I can't rebuild. I can't do anything until I know. And you guys, some of those conversations have been really uncomfortable, especially when they text you back and say, yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, I am done forever. Great. Thank you so much for telling me that. I really appreciate it. Like I said, this is my business. And then
she unfriends and probably blocks, removes from all the groups, all of that.
you just keep going down. You start with level 1, you go to level 2, and you just keep going. So for me in particular, I have this leg that, like, there's not really about anybody in there that is wanting to do this. And so if there was, I would take that person and say, get on a call with them and voice message, whatever you need to do, and say like, hey, like, what are your goals? Like, what do you need? What are you looking for? Again, just transparency, honesty, like full clarity, and see what you need to do. And so again, for me, I have this one leg that's just like, it's gone. It's a rest in peace kind of situation. And thankfully my upline taught me well. So I built 6 legs and maybe started one more for fun. So I kind of have an insurance leg, and Mama Danielle taught me that we have an insurance leg.
I'm sorry. Do you hear yourself? These are people that you're talking about. These are people that came to you or somebody in your downline and said, I'm going to do this because I want to make some extra money or whatever, or because of the community. And here you are treating them like a number. I am absolutely going to find some videos and such on this individual. If you guys have them, feel free to send them my way. I want to dig into this because she's saying these things like it's funny. She's saying these things like it's cute. But when you look at the statistics and data from the Federal Trade Commission and Young Living's income disclosure statement and all of that stuff, nothing about this is funny or cute. People are being hurt. People are losing money. People think that they have friends and they found this community. And the second they turn off their auto ship, they're removed from everything. They stop getting messages. They stop getting the love bombing. I'm sorry. People are not an insurance leg for you. Just tell us all you care about is people ordering their 100 PV every single month so that you get your check. Because that would actually make a lot more sense than what we're seeing here from you. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. This is really bad.
So, I think, again, there's so much unlearning we have to do with like things that, we taught or maybe we learned along the way. I don't know about you guys, but like Lindsay T. Moreno's always stuck in my head, how she has this, like, at one point had just like 6 perfect people that were her legs and her organization was perfect. And if that's still true to her, man, like queen energy. But like for everyone else, you guys, it's not it. My front line is so messy. It's so messy. And for someone who has OCD and clutter, I just want to like swipe, delete, move around everyone, but you can't. So we have to kind of unlearn that things are going to look different. And that's okay. And we have to just keep on going because there's no other way to go. So for me, again, if there's just like absolutely no one in that leg and no one is interested, or it's like wishy-washy, I cannot build with someone right now who is half in and half out. I love you. Again, all the fluff. If we're going to do this, I need you fully committed. I want you to do this. And so, again, it's just having those hard conversations that most of us are avoiding. So I have recently decided that I am building a brand new leg. Here I am, coming humbly, 5 years in. Rank of
humbly? I don't know about all that.
Diamond-ish, heavy on the ish. And I'm going to start a brand new leg. And at first, you guys, it's like, what am I doing? I'm building a new leg. Like, we're going back to that. But then there's also like, oh my gosh, once I get this baby started, this is just going to be a sea of little people who know nothing about everything that's ever been spoken about.
A sea of little people? Wait, I thought these were business owners. She is so condescending. I cannot. Please get out of her downline if you are in it. This is horrible. None of you, if you happen to be watching and you're like, okay, I'm going to watch this. I'm not going to tell anybody I'm watching it. I'm glad that you're here if that's the case. None of you deserve to be treated like this. This person, and this is kind of a phrase that I've been saying a lot lately, nothing against anybody that is into cosplay, because I think it's incredible. This is a person, in my opinion, that is cosplaying as a leader in Young Living. Because if she truly cared about her people that are in her organization, she wouldn't be talking about them this way with a smile on her face, like she's trying to get away with something. And I know I've said this a couple times. I can't imagine what she's like behind the scenes. I can't imagine what the private chats are like. I can't imagine what these difficult conversations would be like with her. I mean, I can. And I'm sure you guys can too, but nobody deserves to be talked to that way. That's awful. Awful.
Few years. It's just fresh. And I feel like for all of us, we all just need that big sigh of relief and that freshness and that energy. And that's where you'll find it. And so again, I'm not telling you to go build a brand new leg. Don't give up on some people. But if you do just have a leg that you feel like, man, I am just putting my OGV there. And like, we've kind of said this, but like, it's where people go to die. Like we all kind of have that place in our organization. Like, don't do it. Don't keep putting people in there. Like, don't just do a hope and pray. That's how my third kid was born. So don't do that. Like have a plan.
Ew.
And you guys, it's been so fun. And I am building a new.
Imagine being her third kid and hearing that. Yeah. Uncomfy
leg right now. And I have like a builder and I got on a call with her the other day and she's excited. And it's just like, it's so refreshing. With that, what Danielle said, like, there are still going to be customers. Like not everyone is, it's not zero OGV. It's very clear. There's people that are ordering. And so for what that looks like to me, I used to just focus on my personally enrolled. Maybe that looks like we switch to, everyone. Send one project broadcast, send one email, let them opt in. Don't just start bombarding them. Cause I know when I get like an email from Beth and they're 40 levels up, I'm like, what? What? But like, I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with just sending one message, again, project broadcast, or use Flowdesk for emails, and just say like, hey, I'm Lacey. You don't need to say upline. You don't need to say any of that really. You can say, hey, I'm Lacey. I am part of the Young Living community. And I was just wanting to know, like, if you would like any extra support, if you're on project broadcast, enter a keyword. And then you just have like this.
I'm sorry, that's deceptive. You're these people's upline somewhere, and you're not going to identify yourself as such, so that when they get the email or whatever, they're just like, wow, this is somebody from Young Living. And it sounds like you're somebody from the corporate office reaching out just to support them because you're just such a good person, but you're not disclosing, hey, I make money off of you, by identifying yourself as their upline. That's deceptive. That's icky. I don't like that one bit.
Fresh little group of people that still want to be educated, because again, you never know when someone pops up. You have customers in there, and if they are being taken care of, if they're being spoiled, if they are feeling loved, and they go share their link, they just happen to be a brand partner and they go share their link. You never know when they enroll someone who is like all in and wants this. And so where, yes, you
remember just a few minutes ago when she said, I can't work with people that are half in and half out or aren't serious about their business. But here she is giving an example of somebody that's new. And what if they just so happen to share their link with somebody and they sign somebody up as a brand partner? That, in my opinion, would be somebody that is kind of like, I'll share my link or whatever. And in my opinion, could be considered half in, half out. Like, I'll just see if this works or whatever. I'm not going to order a bunch of stuff. So the level of contradictions that happen on these types of Zooms is absolutely incredible. Incredible.
can restart a leg, like don't ever completely give up on the people that's in there, because again, we're here for the people and the products. And that would be like so completely against what we say if we're like, that leg's not doing anything, I'm going over here. But enrollment wise,
but that's what you do. And that's what you just said. Oh, wow.
that does not mean you need to put your customers there. That does not need to mean you need to put your OGV there. Focus on people that are there and they want it. Something that was really hard for me to wrap my mind around when I was really, really growing this business is you would hear people say stack where the momentum is, like, and I was just like, I'm just like, why would I do that? Like, this person's already doing their own thing. Why would I put my enrollments there? This person's not doing anything. I should put everyone there. But what I've kind of seen, just a pattern, not overall, but for my general team, I feel like the people that are no longer doing this didn't necessarily build it completely on their own, but the people that have full-blown ownership, like they're still just right there owning it. And that is just like really powerful. So again, moral of the story, get in deep. You're going to have to do some tedious work. And like Dee said, like you're going to have to pull some reports. You're going to have, your thumbs are going to be sore. And again, I know like Danielle's probably sick of me hearing the story, but like the time when I was 6 months in this business and Danielle asked to get on a Zoom call with me, I about had a heart attack. I was like, do you remember when we had the matching eucalyptus? We got on the phone call and I was just like, I was just like moved. I was moved. Me and Emily just kind of put our heads together last week and we made a list of people truly that we just feel like should 100, we're not done yet, but like we felt like 100% should be in Hawaii, and us together.
So you went through your reports to see who has the highest volume and an auto ship, and that's how you're sorting it. I guarantee you that's what they're doing. Who went to the last event? Who's on all the trainings? Who's around in the chats? Who has their loyalty rewards program turned on, or their auto ship? You know, who's really active? Wow.
Message them together, like on a text message, and just said like, hey, we're going to see you in Hawaii, right? And they were like, some of them were just like, what are you talking about? And we're like, you don't think you're a top 300? Like, your friend, you're absolutely a top 300, even closer to that. And we would love to get on a call and strategize with you. Sometimes our people just need some belief. Like, oh God, you know, I struggle with belief. Like, you know, every day I have to choose that, like, man, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I, you know, and belief in the business, belief in as a mom, belief in everything. I have to wake up and
stop it right now. Okay. First of all, those are two very different things. In my opinion, people like this only talk about, you know, sometimes people just need belief because that's how they're manipulating people. That's what she's doing here, in my opinion. Disgusting. Also, let's separate questioning if you're being a good parent, which is a very normal thing every day. Hey, am I doing the right things? Am I doing enough? Am I teaching them, you know, what we should be teaching? That's a very normal thing as a parent. And to incorporate that into this and make it sound like belief as a parent or belief as, you know, a brand partner in Young Living. And, you know, you just got to believe. No, that's manipulation, what she's doing.
And say like, I'm made for this and I'm supposed to be here and I can do this. But sometimes it's nice to be told that from someone else, you know, like an outside perspective to me is always so much more powerful. So go in with your people and just say like, hey, like, let's do this together. Let's go to Hawaii together. Let's build a business together. Let's get you that free nimcha. Like, speak belief over the people that really, really want this. And that's where you're going to see like momentum. That's where you're going to see OGV, and that's where you're going to see growth. So I think that's all I have to say. Amanda, on to you.
Oh man, you guys, this is such good stuff. And I knew there would be a lot of crossover just in terms of all the things we'd have to say. And also that there's going to be a lot of different ways that we're all navigating this, this season and these changes. And because all of our legs do look a little bit different.
Remember when her partner in business just said a few minutes ago, what does that even mean? Talking about seasons. Here we are back in the seasons.
We all need different numbers. We all need a different amount of builders. We all need a different number of customers. We all have different gaps we're trying to close. We're all in different situations. Some of you might have active leaders somewhere in one of your legs. That is important. That is good information to know. Some of you might have no one, and you might be in a situation where you are genuinely starting another leg from scratch. So I love that we're just kind of touching on all of those things.
How many times do you think they've said that in this Zoom? Whether, you're rebuilding or you're building a new leg from scratch, or whether you're in the season of, whatever. I feel like they're just repeating one another at this point. It's wild.
And we are all also here and available because we're never going to cover every single situation as a result, of just how different each of our situations are. Please reach out if you have questions. If you feel like your situation is one we did not touch on tonight, we are here for you.
They're there for you as long as you have your auto ship on. They're there for you as long as you're responding to their messages. They're there for you as long as you're spending money, because they're making money off of it, in my opinion. So if you really want to reach out to somebody that does not have any motivation as far as making money off of you, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to any content creator that you are like, I really like their style of commentary within the anti-MLM movement, because we'll talk to you honestly, and there's no hidden agenda. It's just, hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? We see these types of tactics all the time. I feel like a broken record at times because it's the same type of tactics. Sometimes they just use different words. So if you are in an MLM, you happen to be watching this, which I think is awesome, and you're having these feelings, feel free to reach out to your favorite content creator, somebody that you're like, hey, I really like this commentary. I like that they cover this company, whatever. Just reach out, because I know I can speak probably for a lot of us in that we'll have a conversation with you. We're not going to put the conversation on blast. I actually keep all of my sources anonymous for that very reason, because some people just want to have a conversation with somebody that's not in their upline or their downline or in the company. And that's okay.
I just wanted to make that clear at the beginning of all of this, just that we are cheering you on and we are supporting you. And like Danielle said, we've all kind of navigated between the three of us. We've all probably, one of us has been in the situation that you're in. So don't be sitting there kind of afraid or nervous or unsure if there's a way to move forward without chatting it out with somebody. Because I have found so much confidence in that, so much release in that, so much clarity in just being able to talk to somebody and say, here's where it is. These are all the feelings that are coming with it. What does it all mean? What do I do next? So, what I wanted to talk about, aside from literally everything Danielle and Lacey already shared, and just in terms of like practical next steps for you, if you are in a position of rebuilding a leg, is breaking it down into smaller goals, because I love the big goal. I am the dreamer. I am not the journey person. I'm the destination person. And this whole business has been a lesson in the journey, and life in general. Actually, my therapist is constantly reminding me of that. Go to therapy. Okay. But I was one of those people that loved looking at the income disclosure and looking at the highest possible paycheck of a Royal Crown diamond. I know there are people who don't want to see that. They don't want to see anything diamond and above. They don't want to see anything over gold.
I love this. Erin, not related to anything, but I colored my hair lavender today. I bet it looks incredible. Maybe that should be your next color. Maybe it should.
When I'm pitching the business to people now, I am sharing it differently. And we are talking about income gaps and grocery bills and silver is the new diamond or whatever. I'm definitely changing the way I share about that. But I personally loved seeing are you serious? This could happen. Somebody is getting paid this. Somebody's getting paid that. Why can't I be getting paid that? Okay. So
because you're not at the top of the pyramid. You didn't get in soon enough. You don't have a large enough team. That's why this whole phrase of, if I can do it, you can. No, that's not how the business model is designed to work.
of those people where that big crazy thing was actually really exciting and motivating to me, but I had to learn along the way how to break that down. I was not diamond overnight. I have never hit RCD. So breaking it down into smaller and attainable goals became a very important and irreplaceable part of my process in building my business. So for example, if you are looking at a leg, you need your leg to be at 4,000 for you to re-hit silver. Your other leg is fine. You have some extra OGV on your front line. You're doing good. You just need this one leg to get back to 4K. And let's say it's at 1,000 OGV right now. That can feel like a really big gap to close.
That is a lot. 4,000, that's a lot of volume for anybody to do, unless you have a big team, a large following, those types of things. They always try to make it sound like it's so simple, and it's just not.
3,000 OGV. What am I going to do to have 3,000 more dollars in customer volume every single month? And for me, it just became really helpful to break that down for that 4,000. So then I need that person to have 2 senior stars underneath them. And to have those 2 senior stars, I need 4 stars underneath them.
Which means you have to recruit, and you're not going to rank up unless you recruit. Why can't they just say that?
And where are those 4 stars coming from? They could even be coming from 5 people that are addicted to Ningxia. I can get 5 people addicted to Ningxia. That becomes a very attainable goal to me. And suddenly the 4,000 or the 3,000 OGV gap I'm trying to close is not as scary. It's not as daunting, because what I'm actually trying to do is just make sure people know they need Ningxia, because they do. So using that in whatever situation you're finding yourself in, it doesn't change if it's a 10,000 OGV gap, if it's a 20,000 OGV gap, like the numbers get bigger, the breakdown still works exactly the same way. And that can look like, sorry guys, that can be the same in terms of builders. We can see spots in our organization. I love my customers. I want so many customers. I love my customers. They understand the value of the product, and they are never disenchanted by whatever happens or doesn't happen in this business. And I see that happen a lot, where people love.
That's because they're customers and they're not brand partners. So how would they see any of this? They wouldn't. They just see what you show them on social media, what you share with them. That's so weird that she said that.
The product, then they do the business, and they feel whatever type of way because of whatever happened or didn't happen in their business. And suddenly that affects how they feel about the products. I love a customer that is just fully in, that is all in. And like Danielle said, we are those customers. We are addicted to this stuff. We are still here. Lacey's.
I'm sorry, addicted? And did she just admit that the brand partners are the customers? Did I just hear that correctly? I'm pretty sure that's what she just said. Also, stop using the word addicted. That's terrible.
Said it. We wouldn't still be here. How could we still be in this if it didn't come down to this? If it wasn't about these products that are coming to our home every single month, because we can't live without it. I realized recently, one of my kids this week asked me for a tummy jize.
You can't live without it, or because you need that 100 PV order every month. And that's why those orders are coming to you every month. I'm curious.
Roller. We're searching the entire house for the tummy jize roller. We're down to like 2 in the whole house. I'm like, log in, use my points. I ordered 5 tummy jize rollers. You guys,
of course you did.
Keep around.
Yeah.
I can't not have that in my house. I literally can't. So to have customers like that turn into my brand partners is probably my favorite thing in the whole world. If they never turn into brand partners too, obviously. So obsessed with my customers. Please.
Which is it? You're obsessed with customers that are obsessed with the product. I'm going to use obsessed instead of addicted, because I think that's really problematic what she's saying and how she's saying it. You're obsessed with those customers that become brand partners. Well, of course, because they're gonna keep ordering product. You're gonna get paid on it. God, I just, they always say the quiet parts out loud. They always think that they're doing something.
Take care of your customers along the way. I built my business very heavily from star to diamond with brand partners. I was enrolling, and I mean, I would love if there was a way to actually like pull a report on this of like what percentage of my enrollments were brand partners, but it was a lot.
Wow. It's almost like the brand partners are the customers. We would love to see those reports of your distributor to customer ratio. We would love, would we love to see that? Because I bet it's going to be heavily brand partners versus customers. Does she not realize what she's saying here? That's pretty wild to me.
Customers were turning into brand partners like that. I was pitching the business as soon as they realized how awesome this stuff was, you know? But we can build an amazing business and an amazing community with people who just want the product and are not interested in the business. So anytime someone's telling you no, anytime someone's coming to your make and take your class and they're making the roller and they're taking it home and they still don't want to have their link and they still don't want to talk about the business, that's okay. So those people are the foundation of our businesses. And something I did want to touch on too, I meant to talk about this at the very beginning, was that I think when we see dips like this, or when we're seeing, you know, a rank loss or paychecks dropping or OGV dipping, and okay, when's the wave gonna come back up? I think any of us who came into this business with any type of stigma that we were trying to overcome about MLM, suddenly this type of dip can validate any.
Oh no, there's no need for this. That's facts. Yeah. The dip, the not being able to sustain the momentum on the S curve that I know a lot of these people in this company, not this company, but in MLM in general, likes to show. It's not sustainable, and only the people at the top are making money. So thank you for saying the quiet parts out loud. I think this section is one of my favorites because she is saying everything, and I don't think she's even realizing what she's saying.
Negativity we felt about this industry as a whole. And I'm here to tell you, our industry is not the only one right now. It's not just Young Living, for sure. It's not just network marketing, and it's not just MLM. I have a family member that works in tech, which I feel like tech is just the only thing that's a surefire thing for this time of humanity.
That tech job, is that person or the tech industry, are they required to recruit brand partners? Are they required to have 100 PV order every single month? No. So what you're doing here is you're kind of using a little bit of fear mongering paired with a false equivalence fallacy. These two things have nothing to do with one another, but you're trying to make it seem like, listen, you know, all industries are down. Well, perhaps I don't have the data in front of me to compare specific things, but you can't really compare MLM to the tech industry. Very, very, very different. You have to recruit brand partners. And just like what you said a few minutes ago, that's how you built to, I think she said Silver Star or something like that. So that's interesting. Also, it's not it's not just Young Living that's down. Allegedly, Optavia is also down. I think the last I heard, like 30%. Retail is down like 30%. Medifast stock is dropping like crazy. I put that in my stories. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Where's Elamir? Lovewinks, in my opinion, isn't doing well. So it's a lot of MLM companies. A lot.
And it's bad. Tech is not looking good. They're projecting that he's talking about the things and how this next year and what that looks like in terms of money and investors. And it's very stressful. And I don't want that for him, obviously. But there was something that even for me was like, okay, it's not just the oils, y'all. There is a shift right now, just economically, that we're all trying to write out. And
I mean, yes. However, I think also it's the amount of education that is being put out by the anti-MLM movement is probably impacting a lot of that. That's just my opinion, because there's so many great creators that are putting out educational content that is raising awareness. And so the tactics and methods that these people use typically to try and recruit through social media or in-person events, we're exposing all of it. Whether it's somebody that was in multi-level marketing for many years or has never been a part of multi-level marketing, and they just see the tactics, and it's exposing all the tactics. It's exposing the methods. And if the methods aren't working, then people aren't joining the company. So that is the importance, in my opinion, of people covering all kinds of companies, because it's not just one company that is doing these things. When, in my opinion, when you compare multiple companies, multiple leaders throughout multi-level marketing, you could see all the similarities in what they're doing and what they're trying to do. They might use different words, but it's the same kind of tactic. And when we are putting, and I say we, meaning the anti-MLM movement, when we're putting out content on these companies and there's somebody that is thinking about joining that company, just happened today. Hey, is Saint an MLM? Yes, Saint is an MLM. And I was able to help with information, and you can just simply type in Saint anti-MLM or pick the company and say, anti-MLM before or after it. And there's all these videos that talk about the comp plan, that talk about the income disclosure statement, and leads with statistics and data so that somebody is prepared. Okay, this is the big picture versus just believing what somebody in the MLM that's trying to recruit them into that company is saying. It's a really powerful thing. So if you're a creator and you're, more comfortable only covering one company, I want to encourage you kindly, in my opinion, to cover other companies, because it's really important for us all to educate and to share. And by the way, advocacy is not just content creators. If you are somebody that watches, you're part of the anti-MLM movement. If you are somebody that comments, that shares, that likes, that subscribes, you're part of the anti-MLM movement. If you are somebody that sends your favorite content creators, videos, and you screen record and you let people know about Zooms and stuff going on, you're a part of the anti-MLM movement. All of that is advocacy, and all of it is important. And if all of those pieces, all of those roles, if you will, are not filled, then the movement can't get louder like it has in the past few years, and it's because everybody is doing what they feel comfortable doing. But if you're a content creator, it's time to really, we got to cover all these companies because it's important. Okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now.
Not letting that be the thing that takes you out, because again, I was talking to another friend about this. I used to have a photography business. I was not making the same amount of money every single month in photography. And I certainly was having feast or famine. When everybody's ready for their Christmas card pictures, October, November, I was just every weekend, every weeknight, we were out there, we were shooting the family shots, right? Getting them edited and out in time. And then January, February, March, April, kind of dead. All of a sudden we hit summer. It's wedding season. I'm literally raking in the cash because everyone was getting married in June, July, August. Those were the big ticket, bookings. And so understanding even some of the give and take there in our businesses, that we are going to see that this is sales. People are going to buy more, and then they're going to buy less, and then they're going to buy more. And are we just going to stop in?
I absolutely think the companies make income disclosure statements confusing. Each of them are different. They're not required, so there are some companies that don't have them, but all of them are different. Some companies like Bravenly, there was another company, I can't remember, and they only include the active distributors in the company, and they define active distributors in the company as somebody that earned one paycheck in that given year. And so what they do is, instead of including everybody, knowing that statistically 99.7% of people lose money or don't make any at all in multi-level marketing, they're excluding all of those people that made zero money or lost money. So they're padding the numbers. And even then, the numbers aren't even that great. So like, if you really think about the big picture of it, and specifically with like Bravenly, if they're padding their numbers and the numbers look as horrible as they do, which nobody really, unless you're in the top, is making a livable wage, if you will, that says a whole lot. That says a whole lot. And then like, if you look at Prove-It's income disclosure statement, or their income disclosure statement, and you look at rank 4 and rank 5, and you understand that if you buy their big kit, if you will, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like the better bundle, something like that. You're locked into rank 5 for a year. So when you have these huge jumps from like, I don't know, less than 200 distributors at rank 4, and you have a ton at rank 5, well, that's because people are buying into that rank for a year. So it pads the numbers, and all of them do it differently. So to answer your question, yes, I do think that they try to be deceptive, in my opinion, on purpose.
They're buying less, I guess I'm done with my business as a whole, rather than looking at the big picture. And again, the long game. Are we here for the long game? Am I here for the big picture? Am I here?
The long game is a phrase, in my opinion, that they use to keep people in the game, in the MLM. It's, are you here for the short game, or are you here for the long game? Well, if you're in for the short game, it's because you're starting to see, well, hey, this doesn't make any sense. I'm spending more than what I'm making. And I was brought in thinking that I could do this kind of when I wanted to, on my terms, but I'm being pressured to get on Zooms. I'm being pressured to do this. I'm being pressured to cold message people. I'm being pressured to do all of this stuff. And it's not exactly how I thought it would be. And then the long game is just keep your auto ship going. Just keep showing up. Leaders show up. Just keep asking people, keep cold messaging. And they're trying to get you to focus on the long game. Because if they can get people that commit to the long game, they, in my opinion, are guaranteeing their paycheck. That person's going to keep their auto ship going. They're going to keep, showing up on the Zooms. They're going to go to the trainings, all of that stuff. It's an insurance policy, in my opinion.
For whatever that number is. Again, maybe you're not here for that Royal Crown Diamond paycheck, but what is that number that feels like big and scary, but also making all your dreams come true? Because writing this out is all going to be part of that. So anyways, breaking it down into smaller goals helps it become way less anxiety inducing for me when I was like, how do I do that? Some of you may remember, you were here back when Young Living had a program called Elite Express. It was this rank advancement incentive program. And looking back at the time, I don't even think I fully understood how and why it was propelling my business forward. Obviously, I wanted all the free stuff. I wanted the Aria. I wanted the Ningxia. I wanted all the Thieves products. Like, I was very, very motivated by that stuff. But I think what also was happening is it gave me this deadline. I'm trying to hit gold by this month. So what do I need to do in these 6 months leading up to it in order for that to happen? What do my numbers need to be in June? in May, in April, in March, and it working backwards to where I was currently standing, that and then moving forward. So
did those numbers come from brand partners or from customers? Because I bet they came from brand partners.
That again is not something that comes natural to me. I could just stand and dream about what I would do with a gold paycheck all day long, but it forced me to kind of break it down backwards. So if you are looking at builder goals, OGV goals.
Have they checked on the gal at the bottom of the Zoom? Is she okay? I'm not being funny. I'm just like, for real. Like, is she okay? Because she hasn't really moved and she doesn't look very happy, and it's kind of alarming, and her camera's on. So it's like, your team is watching this. Maybe she doesn't have a team anymore. Maybe they all left. I don't know. But like, is she all right?
Rank goals. Where are you right now? Where are you wanting to be? And if you can even put a date on that. Again, there are goals that I didn't hit. There are times.
Also, Brandy, thank you for sharing this. I think it's important to talk about. I can pretty much guarantee I spent more in 1 year on conferences than I made in the 10 years I was in. Bless my wife for not divorcing me. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. And also, we're all glad you got out, Brandy. We're all glad. And squeeze your wife for me, okay?
Timelines I didn't meet. And then we updated those numbers, worked backwards again, and set a new timeline. That's going to happen. But when are you wanting to do those things rather than showing up? Okay, I know I need to enroll more people. I know I need more brand partners. I know I need to host more classes. And I'm just going to do that when I feel like it. You know, there's no urgency there. There's no, you're not putting it on the calendar. You're not actually doing it. You're not checking those things off the list. So giving yourself, again, not a deadline in terms of, if I do it, I succeeded. If I don't, then I failed. Like, we're going to have to overcome some of that wording and those mentalities throughout our business. But to give yourself, like, this is where I want to be by the summer. By June of 2023, this is what I want my organization to look like. I would like to have this many personally enrolled brand partners by that time, because I'm tired of watching her have her cool team and her have her all the vibes and her have all the in-person classes and all her friends are coming to. I want that. Let's go create it. I want this by June. And by the end of the year, when I'm sharing about the Black Friday sales, this is what I want it to look like. This is what I want, you know? And again, just working that backwards to now and setting those monthly goals. And if you need someone to talk that out with, if you need someone to break those down with, if you are kind of unsure, well, I know this is what I want. How do I even break that down from here? If you are sitting here, I want RCD, but I am a senior star. How do you break that down? There is somebody here that can help you break that down. There is a way to do that. And there's a way to set those goals again for this year and for the years to come. So write those things down. And this is something we used to do. And I'm going to end on this. That I know we are talking about all the things that we used to do this way and now this has changed, or there used to be this manual and now it's looking a little bit different. But something we used to do that.
Also if this Zoom, Charlene says, if this Zoom is meant to be a training for their downline, they're not motivating or inspiring at all. No wonder they're struggling. I couldn't agree with you more. I think what they're doing is pushing people out. Because I can't imagine a team member watching this going, yes, this is exactly what needs to happen. I think that it would cause questioning is what I think from watching this.
I still think is really, really freaking important and that still matters is vision boards, dream boards, some type of, this is why I'm doing this. This is what it's for. And putting pen to paper, putting glue to paperboard, cutting out the freaking huts on the water in Bora Bora, Lacey, and saying, I want to go there. This is why I'm here doing this. I want to be able to pay for my kids to go to college. I want to be able to, whatever, fill in the blank, get out of debt. tape your credit card statement up there, literally whatever it is that is the thing you're wanting. And some things that feel, again, short-term and attainable, some things that feel really big and scary or so exciting that you feel like your skin would just melt off your body if that could possibly happen for you. Those are the things that should be on there, and somewhere that you can see them, somewhere you can be reminded of why it is you're doing this, because it's not always going to feel easy, as we've discussed. I'm in a season of bringing back the fun into my business, doing things like this with my friends.
My friend DC has a question for Amanda. Hey Amanda, how effective is that since you dropped rank and haven't leveled up past diamond? Oh, that stings. That stings. But you know what? It's the truth. That hurts a little bit. Yeah. It's okay, Amanda. We'll get through this together. Get out of your MLM. Okay.
Enneagram 7, anything I can do collaboratively and with people that I love is going to make me more excited and feel like, yeah, excited to show up in the middle of some of the hard stuff. Doing that stuff is so important too. But if I didn't know why, and I don't remember what it is that I'm doing this for, I think being able to see that in front of you all the time is really important. So write the things down, cut the things out of the magazine, print out some pictures off the internet, whatever it takes, and then break those goals down backwards to where you are today. Because we're all headed somewhere. Literally all of us here are headed somewhere.
And I hope it's out of this MLM and MLMs in general. Yeah. You know where Young Living is heading, in my opinion? They're going to be closing. Yeah, probably. Hopefully soon, in my opinion.
And the time is going to pass anyways. So where are you going to be, when that time passes? And that is something I am currently asking myself every day. Okay, the time's going by. What am I going to do with it? Where am I going to be? So we love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us this month for all these Monday night calls. We're cheering you on. We're in your corner. We're here for you. And we will be seeing you again very soon.
Okay, bye. Oh God, that was bad. Yes, that was boring. That was definitely boring. I feel bad for them. I feel really bad for them because you can feel, somebody said desperation earlier. You can feel that, just in my opinion, you guys let me know what you think. When they're talking, they're like, yes, this is awesome. We're going to keep going. Just, we're in it for the long game. And then it's like, as soon as they stop talking, you can just feel it from them. I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, it was painful. I agree, Tanya. Yeah. Oh, Young Living had to close down in Brazil. Was so happy. A lot of new doTERRA hunts here though. Ooh. If you guys have any doTERRA videos, send them my way. I would love to react. I want to cover all of the companies. I don't want to just, honestly, the amount of content that specifically DC and I have been sent when it comes to like Optavia, we could do just an Optavia channel, honestly, because it is so much. And that's why we're trying to share that with other creators as well. But I want to cover all of the companies. And I think that it's really, really important to do that because, again, it's going to show the patterns. They all do the same things. They might, again, use different words, but it's all about recruiting. It's always about recruiting. So also, my friend Holly says that could have been an email. Indeed, it could have been. Yikes. Have y'all liked the stream? If you could double check. Just X out of the comment or the chat. Just hit the thumbs up real quick. Come on back. And yeah. Thanks, Clown Town. I don't know if it's Val or Gus or both, but hello, friends. And thank you so much. I think that it's important, and I may not be an expert on all of the comp plans, but I will do a video and we will learn together on it because I think that it's very important. When you look at a lot of these companies, if you look at the first couple levels, because they'll say things like, oh, well, you don't have to recruit. You don't have to recruit. Okay, you may not have to recruit, but when you compare the comp plan to income disclosure statements, if the company has one, and you see that the part of the comp plan where you do recruit and the increase in money that you make because of recruiting, people are going to want to recruit, and they're going to realize, well, I could sell, a bunch of product and make a little bit of money, or I could sign 3 team members and make a lot more money and get paid off of their sales if they have sales, So you just have to put all the pieces together, I guess. And that's something that I really enjoy doing, because then when you have these claims, income claims, lifestyle claims, you can say, well, yeah, but that's only 0.02% of the company that's doing that, So anyways, thank you guys for being here. I enjoyed our commentary together. I enjoyed your comments, and I'm looking forward to Young Living shutting down. I know you guys are too. Don't join an MLM. Don't do that. Okay. And if you're in these people's downline, get out, because I can only imagine what things are behind the scenes. If you guys have some videos that you would like for me to cover, you can email them to me. You can message me on Instagram. Yeah. Yuck. All right. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to go have dinner with my family. I hope you guys have a great day, evening, whatever time you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.